What is up, everybody? You know who this is. Will, aka Death Viper 567, coming at you live. As you can tell, I got a new haircut. Well, I did shave it all off, but it's slowly grown back. But anyways, today we are making somewhat of a different video. I'm still going to be doing the videos about my original Xbox collection. I'm probably around 30 right now. I got 2 new games that I'll review later on. But right now I'm trying to switch it up a little bit. I'm still going to do Let's Plays too. I want to do something a little bit different. This time we're going to be talking about one of my other favorite things, which is guns. Guns are, to me, probably one of the greatest reasons to live in America. Because you can get a lot of them. Now, all of these have been passed down from me except for 2. Most of these were my grandfathers or great-grandfathers, so they've been passed down through generations. And I will get to those. If you guys want, I can also make a video about the guns that I have that don't work. Like, I got a musket in there that my great-grandfather, from what the story is, my great-grandfather found them actually in a river in West Virginia. Same as the double-barrel elephant gun I got too, which doesn't work either. Which I was thinking about fixing up possibly if I can, if I get a chance to. But I tried to make this video once already and I was freaking exhausted. So I'm trying to do it again. This time do it a little bit better. So I'm going to start off with the pistols first and move up to 22s, then the shotguns, then to one of my favorite guns, which is one of the more expensive ones that got passed down to me that I absolutely love. And I don't know what else to say about it. But anyways, let's get started with probably the worst 2 handguns that were ever made. I barely shoot these. My wife doesn't like shooting them. I don't trust them. Not all the way, at least. And that is these ROM 22 shorts. Now, I don't really know much about this gun except that from what I've read online is that you could probably buy them for at the most $100 each on pretty good conditions. This one I got right here is one of mine. Hey kitty, you go buddy. I don't want you don't need to be in the video right now. Go on. But this is probably one of the worst guns to ever really own because one, it's made out of a type of steel that's not good, that is prone to weaknesses, and also the revolving chamber right here also is prone to coming out of pocket. So you can already imagine how that is where you're shooting it like this. Cock it back. Make sure it's not loaded. Yeah, ain't nothing in there. And then when you go to fire, when you hit the bullet, it actually doesn't go into the chamber itself. Now, I don't know if the chambers are actually rifled like most guns. I can't remember. But I got 2 of these. I'm probably going to do a quick little video about these one day. Try to put them through a little bit of a test. And see how they really do. I've shot them quite a little bit of times. They have a pretty loud bang, surprisingly. But they're not bad. Oh, no. They are freaking bad guns. They are horrible. You can barely freaking aim. See this? Right here? I mean, you're aiming. Even then, when you're aiming with it, and with these 2 right here, back here, it doesn't really hit where you're shooting at. Shockingly. And as you can tell by this one, it is definitely rusted a lot. Now, I do like this one a little bit better. And that is mostly due to how this one's little handle, you can't tell, has a little grip right there for your thumb, which is awesome. Now, the second one I have of it, as you can tell, that is coming off. I gotta tighten that back up. But its grips have the RG10 logo on it for ROM, of course. which is pretty interesting. But it doesn't have that little grip for your thumb like the other one. And this one looks a little bit newer. And it has a few more markings and serialized. This one isn't serialized, shockingly, which is really interesting. But I also learned that for guns, a lot of guns were not serialized before 1964, I believe, if I remember correctly. But those two are probably some of the shittiest but cheapest pistols you can probably buy. Shockingly. Now, we'll go to one of my favorites. This one used to be one of my favorite carry guns, and it still is to this day. And that is the Hi-Point 45. Now, there's not much I can really say about Hi-Point. Really, not bad guns per se. I've never had a jam in this, but then again, I always clean it after I shoot it. I know that the carbine has a lot of problems, but the 45 right here, it's not the Yeet Cannon version. It doesn't say Yeet Cannon on the side or anything. It's just the 45. Now, I will say these guns are really accurate, which is shocking, because most people say, oh, they're pretty bad. Well, not for me. I actually enjoy them. They actually shoot pretty well. There's not much I can really say about it, except that the... Oh, fuck. Got something in my eye. But no. The, Stitch. Go away, kitty. Go, buddy. But no, all I can say is really that the weight of it is pretty heavy. Which ain't a big thing to me. To a lot of people it is, but I mean, not to me. It ain't that bad. Especially carrying it all day, which I've done several times, and it's not bad. Now, the second pistol I have is actually my wife's, and this is probably one of my favorite carry guns. Hopefully I get another one soon, or something like it. This is a Smith & Wesson M&P 380 Auto. Now, can't tell by it, is very... Oh, the other thing about the Hi-Point is, the only way that you can take the upper receiver apart from the lower receiver, well, the lower part, I can't remember, yeah, receiver, but the only part that you can way to take it out is a small little pin in the back, which is a bitch to get to sometimes. But anyways, more about the 380 Auto. This gun right here is... Man, you gotta show everybody your booty hole. Why you gotta do that, Stitch? Hold on. Alright, I'm back. But, anyways, so the thing I like about this is that it's very easy to draw it back. As you can tell, doesn't take any pressure at all. Also, it has a double safety feature. So it has the safety up here, plus it has the safety right here. So even if you have this safety off, cock it back, if you don't have any pressure on that, the trigger is not going to go. What to do? And it doesn't take that much to really squeeze the trigger. Also, the recoil to it is very, very impressive. It's not really there at all. And I've shot the 9mm one too, which it's the same thing. I love the M&Ps, the Smith & Wesson M&Ps, because they're actually pretty good, honestly. I don't have any complaints about it. They are really decent guns. But yeah, that's what I can say for that. Now, the next one's on my 22s. This one right here is probably the worst 22 I have. And it jams a lot. I've cleaned it up as much as you can possibly do it, and it will still jam no matter what. And that is the Mossberg International 702, the Plinkster. Now, there's not much I can really say about this. I know almost everybody has it as one of their probably first starting rifles they ever have. And this gun, I will say, is pretty easy to shoot. Of course, it's a 22. Is it accurate? Half and half. I know a lot of times I have had some difficulty, especially when I actually had a little sight on the rail here where it went zero in all the way, or right away. But other than that, the only complaint I have is that it just jams a lot, as you can tell. I'm pulling it. Well, this was also my grandfather's gun. I do like that it has a, I think it's a 10 round mag, which is pretty good. Pretty cool. It's a pretty cool gun. I don't really have much else to really say about it. I'll probably do a video about it, shooting it and stuff, and testing it later on. And next is probably one of my favorite 22s. Now, this one is old. All wood Remington. It's a Remington 22. Cool thing is, the way that you load it, the way that you actually load it through is right through here. This little hole right here. You pull this up, and right here. I think it holds about 10 rounds too, which is pretty decent. And then, of course, cock it back. It's also semi-auto. And it is actually pretty fucking long for a 22, which is awesome. So you get a little bit longer distance, longer range for it. And this thing is actually pretty good. It's stuck on there pretty good. Remington always makes pretty decent guns. Let me just... And there we go. Now this gun I have jammed several times, but then again, it was when I first got it from my grandfather. It's the Model 550, just to let y'all know. He never cleaned it at all, so I've been cleaning it ever since the day I got it, and it's been working fine. The only problem I have with it is the safety. That safety is way too easy to move around, maneuver. Like, you could probably have it loaded one day. Next thing you know, you have it on safety, which is right here. Let me drag in. You have it on safety. Before you know it, you accidentally shoot because this moves up. But I don't really have much to say about it. It's a decent 22. I've shot a few squirrels with this in my time, and raccoons and stuff that come into the yard. It ain't too bad. So now we're moving to 16 gauges. So all these guns I have shot, these two, well, not 16 gauges, but the next two are 16 gauges, but the shotguns. These two, one of them I barely have. It's a mass armaments one. I think it's this one right here. It's a shorter barrel one. It's about, I say, about a 24-inch barrel. But it's a triplet steel mass armaments. There's no serial numbers on it, shockingly. But it's an older shotgun. And yeah, I'm gonna need to clean you soon. Actually, yeah, I'm probably gonna need to clean you before you shoot you next time. This gun I don't really know much about, except that if you can't tell, right here it has some type of thing, some type of metal that was put on it that kind of covers the manufacturer who makes it. There's no serial numbers on it. All it says is triplet steel, and it's a pretty decent gun to shoot. It's fun. It's fun to shoot these little breech loader ones. These single shot ones. They're not bad rifles. Well, shotguns. And the buttstock also had a little thing done to it too, which is interesting. I will say though, it is fun to shoot this one. And it's a short barrel one. Now the next one is probably one of my favorites to shoot. Mostly because of how long the freaking barrel is, and you get a good distance with it. And this one I know a little bit more about. This is the model 1929. What was it? Stevens Armaments. Now this gun is pretty decent, as you can tell. That definitely has a longer barrel than the other one. I think it's about 2.5 feet, maybe 30 some odd inch barrel. I don't know. I can't remember how long it is. But it's the same thing. It's 16 gauge. It's in a lot better condition. And I do love how if you look onto the handle, it has actually some type of imprints on it. It's pretty cool. Also has a pretty cool little buttstock thing that says Stevens on it. It's pretty interesting. And also the wooden part right here. It's pretty good too. Which is awesome. But I've shot this thing more than the other one because I trust this one a little bit more. Mostly because I've taken care of this thing for a long, long time. Oh yeah. That's bright. But it's pretty much the same thing. All you gotta do is literally just pull the trigger back after loading it and then shoot. That's it. Now, the next two guns are probably two of my more favorite guns I like to shoot. One of them I fixed up and I actually got it working perfectly now, which is awesome. Let me get some drink. Well, the other one has always been good to shoot. It's you'll see it. It's one of my favorites. Now this one right here is the Winchester Model 12 20 gauge. There's a lot I can say about this, especially with the extended barrel. As you can tell, it sticks about a foot past the how long the regular barrel would be. I do love everything about this gun. It's probably one of my all-time favorite shotguns. Yeah. And I believe from what we looked up with the serial number, it was a 1930. It was made back in 1934, which is awesome. So it's almost a 100-year-old gun, shockingly, and it's in actually a pretty good, decent condition. First time actually shooting it, I actually had a problem where the where you load the shell at from inside of here would actually not go into the barrel itself. It would actually like just stay floating. Even when you cocked it all the way back, it would just stay right in there, so I couldn't even open that up. So I actually had to like open it, like act like I shot it just to open it, take out the, push the round up myself, and then push it, and then put it in. Now this gun right here is one of my favorites. Probably one of the more expensive ones too. It to me is pretty easy to clean too. It didn't take me that long. Oh, and then after that whole shit went down with that fucking shell, it wouldn't come out. It would not. After you shoot it and you go to load in the next one, it wouldn't eject. So that was a pain in the ass to get out. Actually caused to where it almost double feed, which would have been really bad. But thank God it didn't. Another thing is how this thing, there we go. Yeah. Make sure that is in all the way. Yeah, it is. Okay, good. Yeah. This thing is a blast to shoot. I shot probably about 30 or 40 shells out of it. It's 20 gauge, of course, so it doesn't have that much kick. But man, the range on this thing is wicked. I will definitely say that. I have cleaned this thing, taken it apart, everything. Because it had a lot of problems when I first got it from my grandfather. Where it wouldn't really load, it wouldn't even pump right. And I didn't know this, but this is something interesting. So, right up here for this gun, it has a pin that, if you click it the right way, let's see, if you will, and then you turn it this way, pull this up, and you take it apart like that. I didn't know that at first. So I was like, oh shit. I was like, I've never seen anything like this. Apparently it's fucking normal guns, shockingly. Well, not all the way normal. Just normal enough. No. You're failing on me. Back in here. Hold on. Okay, so I fixed it. I kind of idiot thing where I didn't have the pin all the way past. So I was like, what the fuck's going on here? But it's working good now. I'm definitely gonna do a review about this and a video about it, giving a little bit more details about it. It's definitely one of my favorites. Now we go to the creme de la creme, a gun that a lot of my friends have said they've always wanted, but they've never had the money, and I shockingly have one because it's actually a very, very, very awesome gun, and very expensive, shockingly. And it's also very, very accurate, one of my favorites. This is a Winchester, which model is it? Model 94 3030 Winchester. This gun right here is what won the Wild West. But no, it's actually a pretty decent gun. I shoot this one most, especially hunting deer and shit, especially out there in the woods, because it's pretty fun, pretty accurate. Trust me, pretty fun. Don't ask, guys. Now I will say I think it holds about between 8 and 9 rounds, if I remember correctly. You just put them in this part right here, and you just cock it and shoot. Now, from what I looked up to with the Winchester serial number, is that this one was actually made in 1954, if I remember correctly. Yeah, 1954. It is still a pretty old rifle, but it, like any other Winchester, especially shotgun, it just keeps on firing. It's the one gun that will not quit on you. But yeah, that is so far my gun collection. I'm definitely going to do a review about this one. It is probably one of my all-time favorite guns to have, and I love it to death. I never expected to get one, and then when my grandfather passed it to me, I love it. It's still one of my favorites. Hopefully soon I get AR and AK too. I'm definitely going to be doing more gun reviews. I will not give up on my Xbox collection and stuff, and neither on my Let's Plays. Just let y'all know, those are still coming. But, you know. And I'm also going to be doing reactions with some of my friends too that also have YouTube channels. See if we can grow together in this whole journey. But, yeah. I really ain't got much else to say. Honestly. I love guns. And if you guys can't tell, I am really fucking ADHD about a lot of shit. Like, if you can't tell, I'm always jumping around with shit. But, yeah, as always, guys, thank y'all for watching. Like the video if you liked it. Subscribe to the channel. Click the button for notifications for new videos. Hopefully I'll be doing more, at least weekly. If not, almost every other day, hopefully. As always, guys, thank you for watching. Deuces.